So this is fantastic. This Glenn Greenwald dropped this article, I think, today and on his Substack. A long-forgotten CIA document from WikiLeaks sheds critical light on today's U.S. politics and wars. The agency knew that their best asset for selling their wars was Barack Obama. The same reason so many in the security state were eager to get rid of Donald Trump. We forget the contents of WikiLeaks, don't we? But we just remember the guy who published them. And for some reason, everybody people get mad at him. I get it. WikiLeaks revealed a classified 2010 CIA Red Cell Memorandum named after the secretive unit created by Bush and Cheney CIA Director George Tenet in the wake of the 9/11 attack. There it is. CIA Red Cell. This is it. Confidential. A Red Cell Special Memorandum. Afghanistan. Sustaining West European support for the NATO-led mission. Why counting on apathy might not be enough. Do you see this document? The CIA. How do we keep these wars going? Counting on apathy might not be enough. That's what that says.
Will you go back really quick?
Yeah.
Because on the very bottom it says
public apathy enables leaders to ignore voters, and ignore the voters they did. Mm-hmm. Wow. So this is about how to keep. We need a guy to make our allies are losing faith in these wars. That's what they're saying. The fall of the Dutch government over its troop commitment to Afghanistan demonstrates the fragility of European support for the NATO-led ISAF mission. Some NATO states, notably France and Germany, have counted on public apathy about Afghanistan to increase their contributions to the mission. But indifference might turn into active hostility if spring and summer fighting results in an upsurge in military or Afghan civilian casualties, and if a Dutch-style debate spills over into other states contributing troops. The Red Cell invited a CIA expert on strategic communication and analysis following public opinion at the State Department's Bureau of Intelligence and Research to consider information approaches that might better link the Afghan mission to the priorities of the French, German, and other Western publics. Public apathy enables leaders to ignore voters. So do you see what this is? This is the CIA and the military-industrial complex trying to figure out how the fuck do we keep everybody on board for war in Afghanistan? This is what WikiLeaks revealed. That's why they're trying to kill him. Not because of Russia, not because of Hillary Clinton, not because of the Podesta server. This is what it is. This is why they're trying to kill him. Because he got in the way of the war machine. This document reveals the CIA's discussion of how to manipulate public opinion to ensure it remains at least tolerant, if not supporting the endless war. That's what that did. I'm sure having the media never talk about the Afghanistan war helps. I'm sure that's a big help. What prompted the memo was the CIA's growing fears that the population of Western Europe was rapidly turning against the war on terror generally and the war in Afghanistan specifically. Because their media talks about it a little itty-bitty bit. The agency concluded its best and only asset for doing that. For doing what? To keep the population of Western Europe from turning against the war on terror generally and the war in Afghanistan specifically. What was their best way to do that? Its best bet and only asset for doing that was President Obama and his popularity in Western European cities. In other words, the CIA gathered together with the military-industrial complex and said, yes, we can. That's how we'll do this with Barack Obama. The problem in 2010 was that there was an increasing awareness in Western Europe of how anathema the war in Afghanistan was to their values. how wasteful were the resources expanded, and how little of any of it had to do with the quality of their own lives. And somebody needed to sweet talk those people back to sleep. In comes sweet talking Barack Hussein Obama. And here's more from that CIA document. In some forecasts, a bloody summer in Afghanistan come to pass. Passive French and German dislike of their troop presence could turn into active and politically potent hostility. People in their own countries might turn against war because it's horrible and there ain't anything in it for them. So how do we convince them to stay going along with the war? Politicians elsewhere might cite a precedent for listening to voters. Do you see what they're worried about? This is what it says right here. It says domestic politics forces the Dutch to depart. Politicians elsewhere might cite a precedent for listening to voters. So if domestic politics forced the Dutch to abandon the Afghanistan war, politicians in other countries might cite that as a precedent of listening to voters and getting out of that war too. This is the CIA's. They're the ones drawing this up. They put it in quotes, by the way, listening to the voters. That's in quotes because it's never actually been done yet. That public opinion problem, as long as the public stayed sufficiently inattentive, their democratically leaders were free to ignore their wishes and stay fighting in a war that the citizens of that country opposed. What concerned the CIA most was that the simmering dislike for the war in Western Europe would turn into active, concentrated opposition. So here's a little bit more from that CIA document. Would be receptive to his direct affirmation of their importance to the ISAF and sensitive to direct expressions of disappointment in allies who do not help. So the confidence of the French and German publics in President Obama's ability to handle foreign affairs in general and Afghanistan in particular suggests that they would be receptive to his direct affirmation of their importance. So what they're saying is the French people and the German people trust Barack Obama. So now we can use their trust of him to push for more war. That's what the CIA's realizing. Down here at the bottom, the same poll also found that when respondents were reminded that the President Obama himself had asked for increased deployments to Afghanistan, their own support for granting this request increased dramatically. So when they did a poll of Europeans and they told them that, hey, what do you think about the Afghan war and your support for it? It was bad. When they said Barack Obama was supportive of it, their support increased dramatically. This is in the CIA document. I'm not making that up. The CIA's telling you that. Wow. Afghan women could also serve as ideal messengers in humanizing the ISAF role. We could use Afghan women. How about down here? Media events that feature testimonials by Afghan women would probably be most effective if broadcast on programs that have large and disproportionately female audiences. Do you see this as your government working against you, right? Taking your tax money to work against you. It is hard to overstate how revealing this document is. This is Glenn Greenwald writing. Just months before the CIA heralded Obama's unique ability to sell the war and ensure its continuation, the Nobel Peace Prize Committee awarded Obama its highest honor. Jesus. The CIA knew the hidden truth. Obama's most important value was in prettifying, marketing, and prolonging wars, not ending them. Barack Obama. I'm a moderate Republican. Remember when he said that?
Oh, my God.
Bombing Yemen without...
Yemeni.
This is bumming Yemeni weddings like a boss. Presidential priorities, selling out homeowners to save Wall Street. Decimate black wealth in the middle class. Stopping Bernie again. The new Reagan. Instilling generations with blind loyalty to corporate centrism and fear of progress.
Yes.
This is a great parody.
Wow.
Whoever did this was, I don't know who did this. Shout Politics did this?
Keep reading it.
Exclusive, Obama dishes on the election and his bromance with America's mass incarcerator-elect. Deportation, slavery in Libya, sorry, not sorry. War crimes, drone strikes, kill lists, and more. That's what I do. This is great. Khalid Al-Biah did that. Is that how you say his name? Al-Biah? I don't know how you say his name, but that's that's great. One major reason for the contempt harbored for Trump among security state operatives was when he says security, he means people in the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, was his unwillingness to prettify barbaric U.S. actions and to pretend that the U.S. is something other than it is. Remember when he said we're staying in Syria for the oil? They don't like when you do that. Don't say it. Recall the fury provoked in 2017 when, in response to a question by Fox News' Bill O'Reilly about Putin's use of violence against journalists and others, Trump responded, there are a lot of killers. You think our country is innocent? Here it is. Ready?
Islamic terrorism all over the world. Right. Major fight. That's a good thing. Will I get along with him? I have no idea. It's very possible I won't.
Putin's a killer.
A lot of killers. We got a lot of killers. Well, you think our country's so innocent?
That's the president of the United States. And they hate him for not for when he lies. They hate him for when he tells the truth. Because Joe Biden is also a pathological liar. They don't hate you for lying. They hate you for telling the truth. That's why they hated Trump. So that's a great article by Glenn Greenwald, Glenn with two N's. And it's great to remind people of what WikiLeaks does. They provide a service, lets you know exactly what the war machine is doing, and that's why they want to kill him. And that's why the intelligence community did Russiagate for 4 years against this guy. That's why. That's why all those hacks in the FBI got revealed. James Comey got revealed. McCabe got revealed. They're all hack, partisan enemies of the United States and the Constitution. They are self-appointed dictators. The exact thing they accused Donald Trump of. Donald Trump is a lot of things. He is not a dictator. A real dictator would have instituted martial law during this coronavirus. He did the exact opposite. He said, I ain't doing shit. All the governors, you take care of it. And you see how good the governors took care of it. The governor of California is having a dinner party with at least 15 people sitting around his table indoors, as he tells every other restaurant in the state they have to shut down. Isn't that interesting?
He apologized for that, Jimmy.
I know. Governor Cuomo today. Governor Cuomo telling everybody, don't have Thanksgiving. He was on a radio show. They go, hey, what do you do for Thanksgiving? He goes, well, my mom's coming up. My two sisters are bringing her. Blah, blah, blah. What the? Yes. Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is why I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.